Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a flip through for you today of my completed journal. This is the Traveler's Notebook that I made for Subject to Change from Bythewell4God. I have a few different process videos for this kit. I will just link the playlist down in the description for the creating of the journal and a few of the pages that I did. I went ahead and just created a little closure here because my journal was really pretty thick. So I just took some of the fabric that coordinated with it and I just sewed little strips together and then created this little wrap, and then I have the flare button on there. So I'm gonna set that to the side. So again, I have a process video for how I set up this this journal, and then I just have this kit sticker here in the front, and then just I always try to indicate when I was working on it, and I really loved this paper, so I just put this on here for the first page just as just kind of an introduction. I just really liked that paper, so I wanted to do that. So this is day one. You can see I have quite a lot of scripture here, and then I sewed in when I did the journal, I sewed in some different kinds of paper and different things. So I have this little glassine envelope. So I have the flashcard from there. I have this wax seal that I put on here, and that's how I just kind of adhered this other little scripture card. And then in here I have some more notes and another little scripture. And then on the back side here I have a quote from Charles Spurgeon, and then this was a Tim Holtz die that I just put over the pattern paper, and then I raised this up on some foam. So that was all for page one. This is probably one of the only 2-page spreads I think that I have in the rest of the book, because most of them have these little inserts in there. So this is day two. I did some stenciling and some stamping in the background. I used a journaling card to create a pocket for even more scripture here. I used one of the little tea bags that coordinated with the kit. I have a recipe card. Those were the journaling cards. And then this comes out and there's scripture written on the back. Get that tucked back in there. And then I just used one of, this was a piece from the extra ephemera kit that they had this month that coordinated with this kit. And then I also, it kind of got a little bit hidden, but I do have some fabric that I have sewn down at the edge of here, which is what you can see here. And then this was a little piece of like burlap that I just had. And so I glued that on here as a pocket. And then I found in my stash, I had this little bee, this little silver bee, and I just thought he was so cute. So I attached him to this little fabric piece. And then I have some journaling cards here with some notes, and one of the, this is just some dot grid paper that I turned into a journaling card, and then this is the journaling card that coordinated. And then this is day three over on this side. So I have this card, this coordinated with the day, and then again, I just tucked in a flashcard with the scripture and just kind of used this paper for this one as kind of my focal point for this day. Day four, I have this is some ribbon that I just have had in my stash forever, and just trying to kind of use it up, and I felt like it really coordinated well with this kit. I used one of the glassine envelopes. Bythewell4God has been doing these bag of bags, and it comes with different bags like glassine and craft and white ones, and just different sizes and shapes and stuff. And so they're really a lot of fun to create pockets on your pages. And they also had a doily in there with the ephemera. So I just added that on here, glued that down, and I have my little pocket there. And then this was one of the pieces that I added in when I created the journal. And so I just added some more coordinating paper here, and then wrote out the scripture on there. Day five, this was actually a Tim Holtz texture fade, a 3D embossing folder, and I just kind of highlighted that with some white paint so you could kind of see, like, it looks like a doily. And then I popped up this little bee, and I just created a pocket out of that. So I just kind of cut it out, and then I think I actually have a process video for this day. And then I had another one of a die cut that I used over here to create this, and then I just wrote the scripture down here. If I will, like I said, I will link all the videos for Subject to Change that I did in the description. So this was day 5. Day 6 is very similar. Again, this was sewn in at the start of the book, and so I have some fabric that I glued down here. I have another piece that I've just had in my stash. I used a little leftover piece from that Tim Holtz die. I cut out several of those when I was doing that. And then I have the stamps in the background. I created another little pocket with those same glassine envelopes. And then this one I actually used the a library card. They have these in the shop too that are just in neutrals, and so I find myself reaching for these quite a bit, so I just have that on here as well. And then I'll try and get that back in there. I left the flap forward just because I liked the little texture of it. And then I created a little pocket in here, so I have some notes and just some lessons and things. My takeaway from this day, we were learning about Naomi in the book of Ruth, and so I just had some thoughts and stuff that I wanted to journal out, and I just tucked them in this pocket. And then this day was one that had this bag and this paper, and so I just kind of left this all as part of day 6, and then day 7 is on this side. Again, I just created a little pocket. I believe there's a video for this page too. I have some texture paste, some crackle texture paste in the background, some notes tucked in this journaling card, and a scripture written over here. And then I just sewed a little piece of fabric. This is actually a little piece from one of the bow clips. I just disassembled it and then used the fabric over there. So that is day 7. This is day 8. Again, lots of just pockets and space for notes. I have a lot of scripture here that I have written out and notes, and just created a little pocket on this page. These are some of those die cuts again from that that extra die cut pack that came out. And then over here tucked in this pocket I have even more. I have a recipe card, and then I just have some other journaling cards and notes over there. That's for day 8. Day 9, I had, when I was cleaning off my stencil from this, I actually cleaned it off onto this craft paper, and that way I could use this piece. And so that's what I did for day 9, just kind of having that same texture repeated. I didn't want to waste it anyway, so I put that here, and then I have some die cuts. And then again, this is that Tim Holtz die, and what I did with this die is obviously it comes in a square, and I just kind of cut out little pieces and just kind of cut it apart just to kind of give it that sort of distressed look. And then I have a little pocket again that I created with those same neutral journaling cards tucked in there with some notes. And then I have a little hexagon punch, and so I just used some more of those on here, and then a sticker that I had in my stash. So that was day 9. Day 10, I created a little tuck spot basically here with one of the ephemera pieces, and then on this piece of fabric that I glued down, I only glued it right along the edge, so these can just kind of tuck in there, because I had, again, a lot of notes and scriptures that I had written out. And then I used another one of the little tea bags. I got a little package of those tea bags, and I put the flashcard in there with some scripture on the back of that as well. And then day 11, I used another one of those envelopes from the bag of bags, and I have scripture here, and then I have some scripture in here and some notes tucked inside. I'm not pulling those out because I have a lot of like notes and prayers and things on the back side of stuff, just private things. So anyway, that's why I'm just not pulling everything out all the way. But this is for day 11, and then I just used the pattern paper here in the background. And then again, this same fabric. I have had this fabric for literally for several years, and I'm just trying to use it up. I think I have one little piece left now, so I was really excited. I got to use that quite a bit. And then for day 12, again, I used one of these pockets from the bag of bags that I got from Bythewell4God, and I added some of the stamping with one of the stamps from the kit, and my little wax seal here again, like that same die cut, just trying to keep everything kind of consistent. To me, this this die looked a lot like the lattice right here, and so I was just kind of mimicking that without having to like try to cut out the actual lattice stamp. I know some of the other girls on the team did that, but I just wasn't feeling doing that. So that was my take on it. And then I put some fabric here, and I had just a little bit left over, so I just brought it on this side just to kind of pull all of this together. So my notes are on the back of this recipe card here that's just tucked in this little pocket. Day 13, again, another pocket with some notes. And again, with this paper, I just love this paper so much, so I wanted to really kind of keep as much of it visible as possible. So I just added this little tea bag here, really more for texture than anything, because all my notes are over here. And then I put the flashcard that coordinated with day 13 on there. And then finally, day 14, and I created a little pocket here. Again, that same die cut, just trying to keep everything kind of consistent. I used some of the fabric that coordinated with the kit this time and just created a little ruffle going down this piece. This was in the kit ephemera. I have my notes in here. I have a quote from Judy, and then these were the stamps from the stamp set. And I just thought this was a really good way to kind of round out really my thoughts for this. It was just really the perfect way to end it on here on this page for everything that I took away from this devotional. So as you can see, I kind of have a couple extra pages here. I wasn't sure how many I was going to need when I was creating this journal, so I always try to have a little bit of extra, and I'm fine. I don't know that I could have fit too much more in there anyway. So again, this is just a regular traveler's notebook from Bythewell4God, and so you can see I do a lot to these. I add a lot of papers in. I do paint and texture paste and all kinds of things, and they hold up really, really well. I just rebind it, and you can see it holds quite a bit. So anyway, that is my completed journal for Subject to Change for Bythewell4God. If you liked this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave a thumbs up. That just helps other people find my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, bye.